So a lot has happened in the past 5 years since I was last on 5 on 5. Last time I was the CEO of ScienceWorks Museum, and we were working on an exhibit on climate change. And how we experience that in Oregon is through our forests, and part of that is more extreme wildfires. So that became very real when we had the Alameda fire devastate Talent, and Phoenix, we lost 2,500 homes. At that time, Representative Bentz was running for Congress and promised to do a bunch, and I haven't seen enough. So I moved into, after that happened, I moved into fire recovery work with a nonprofit called Firebrand Resiliency Collective, and then that turned into working with one of our local federally qualified health centers on transitional housing with Health and Human Services for fire survivors. And so that's how I got into housing. We are near last in the nation for behavioral health. We have some of the worst mental health, and we have the worst for youth. It especially disproportionately affects vulnerable populations. So our seniors, people of color, people living on low income, and people that lost their homes in the fire. So we can do better. We need to do better. And so that's been a focus of mine is better mental health. That became very real for me a couple of years ago when a very close friend of mine lost their oldest son to an overdose. And so that's another point where just talking about something was not enough, had to do something. So I ran for school board, was elected, and have been working on what it takes for kids to thrive. And the way to prevent that kind of thing is caring for them upstream before it becomes a problem. But you can't just care for kids, you also have to care for their families if you want to be effective. But you can't just care for families, you also have to care for the communities that they're in. So all of a sudden you're looking at what are all the things that it takes to build a thriving community. And that's what got me started thinking about running for office.